The peaceful alliance of the Galactic Coalition had always viewed humanity with cautious dread. The humans came from Earth, a death world where survival meant constant struggle against lethal environments, vicious predators, and unforgiving nature. When the Coalition encountered them 3 decades ago, the spacefaring races marked humans as dangerous, unpredictable, and too violent for civilized society. But when the colony station Harmony Prime sent out a desperate SOS signal, there was no one else close enough to help. The xenophobic Krell Empire was blockading the station after a trade dispute escalated into a military confrontation. The Krell demanded unconditional surrender within 72 hours, and the Coalition's fleets were weeks away from providing any assistance. Captain Marcus Green stood in the command center of the human exploration vessel, the ISS Endeavour. He reviewed the distress call with his crew and realized that thousands of innocent lives, including Coalition civilians, faced extinction. Despite humanity's poor reputation among the stars, Marcus knew what had to be done. He made the decision that would change the course of galactic politics forever. Without hesitation, he plotted a course toward Harmony Prime. Marcus assembled his tactical team: pilot Sophia Reeves, engineer Carl Jackson, and tactical officer Lisa Patterson. These 4 humans represented everything the Coalition feared. They were born from a world that produced warriors, strategists, and survivors who thrived in impossible situations. Each member brought unique skills honed by Earth's harsh environment. The crew prepared the Endeavour for what seemed like a suicide mission. The Krell blockade consisted of 5 warships far superior in firepower to humanity's modest vessel. Sophia calculated the odds of success at less than 15%. Carl worked overtime to coax every ounce of power from their engines, while Lisa studied the Krell battle formations to find weaknesses that could be exploited. During preparation, Marcus received a transmission from Admiral Hassan Patel, the United Earth Space Command Director. Patel gave him one clear order: bring everyone home alive. No heroics, no unnecessary sacrifices. But Patel also added something else that resonated deeply with Marcus. He told the captain that humans had proven themselves through their choices, not their strength. This mission could redefine how the galaxy saw them. Those words stayed with Marcus as he reviewed the tactical readouts one more time. As the Endeavour approached Harmony Prime, the Krell immediately detected them and issued a demand for the human vessel to stand down or be destroyed. The aggressive posturing was expected, but Marcus remained calm. He requested a direct communication channel with Krell Commander Vosrak, the officer commanding the blockade. What followed was a tense conversation between 2 species that viewed each other with suspicion. Marcus did not threaten or bluster as the Krell expected. Instead, he spoke about the innocent lives at stake, about honor, and about the principles that should guide advanced civilizations. He asked for a temporary ceasefire to evacuate the non-combatants from Harmony Prime without bloodshed. Vosrak, intrigued by the humans' calm demeanor despite the military disadvantage, agreed to a 6-hour truce. The Krell commander had expected humans to fight aggressively or flee in panic. What he received instead was a disciplined, strategic response from a species he had been taught to fear. The Krell officer found himself questioning the propaganda he had always believed about Deathworlders. The evacuation began immediately with precision timing that impressed every observer. Sophia piloted the Endeavour with surgical precision, docking with the station while Carl and Lisa coordinated the transfer of civilians and Coalition personnel. Inside the station, they encountered Dr. Peter Williams, the station commander, and Dr. Amanda Brooks, the chief medical officer. Together, the humans and Coalition citizens worked with mechanical efficiency that shocked all observers, but complications arose that threatened the entire mission. The station systems had suffered severe damage during the initial Krell assault. Carl had to enter a radiation-flooded section to restore full docking capabilities. He did this knowing full well that the radiation would exceed safe exposure limits for any biological creature. Carl emerged from the contaminated area, already feeling the effects of radiation poisoning, and reported that the repairs were complete. As the evacuation continued, the Krell grew impatient. Vosrak violated the truce agreement and ordered his ships to open fire on the station without warning. With Sophia at the helm, the Endeavour maneuvered between the incoming attacks and the station, using its smaller size and superior maneuverability to dodge blasts intended for the civilian vessel. The human crew's coordination was flawless. Lisa provided targeting solutions for their defensive systems, while Marcus navigated the political and military crisis in real time, making split-second decisions that kept the evacuation on track. The rescue succeeded against impossible odds that should have ended in total failure. The Endeavour managed to evacuate all remaining personnel from Harmony Prime, with only minutes to spare, before Krell weapons struck the station with devastating force. Sophia's piloting and the crew's bravery had saved thousands of lives. The station's final systems went dark moments after the last civilian cleared the airlocks. The aftermath shocked the Coalition more than the crisis itself. The humans, considered dangerous Deathworlders who embraced violence and chaos, had responded to a distress call from people who feared them. They had risked their lives and their ship not for conquest or glory, but for the simple principle that lives mattered. This action contradicted everything the Coalition had believed about human nature. Vosarak, witnessing their actions firsthand, reported honestly to his superiors about human character and their unexpected compassion. Carl's sacrifice, as he later recovered from radiation treatment with human medical technology, far advanced in handling biological trauma, became a symbol of human dedication to their principles. The Krell commander's report triggered a wave of reconsideration throughout the Krell hierarchy. Admiral Patel welcomed the Endeavour back to human space with full military honors. The crew was celebrated across Earth's colonies and settlements. But the real recognition came from the Galactic Coalition itself. Representatives from a dozen alien species arrived at Earth's new diplomatic station to meet the crew and understand what had truly happened at Harmony Prime. The fear that had defined humanity's reputation for 3 decades began to shift with visible momentum. The Deathworlders had answered an SOS call from people who feared them, and in doing so, they answered a larger question about what true civilization meant. Delegation after delegation arrived to witness humanity firsthand, expecting to find monsters and instead finding heroes who had simply done what they believed was right. Marcus addressed the Coalition Assembly in a packed chamber, filled with alien dignitaries from across known space. He explained that humans understood danger because they lived with it every day on Earth. They understood sacrifice because survival demanded it from their ancestors across millennia, and they understood that being strong meant choosing to protect others, not dominate them. His words resonated across the chamber, spoken with conviction earned through lived experience. Sophia, Carl, Lisa, and the entire crew of the Endeavour became ambassadors for humanity. They traveled between worlds, sharing their stories and demonstrating that strength and compassion were not opposing forces but complementary values. Trading posts that had previously refused human merchants now welcomed them. Military academies requested human instructors to teach their officers about strategic thinking, forged in survival. The galaxy slowly began to see humanity not as a threat to be feared, but as unexpected allies whose strength came from compassion born in struggle. The story of the Endeavour became the turning point in human diplomatic relations with advanced civilizations. It showed that the label of Deathworlder was not a curse but a badge of honor, earned through overcoming adversity. Within a year, Earth was invited to join the Galactic Coalition as a full member with representation in all major councils. Trade agreements flourished. Cultural exchanges became common. The tension that had characterized first contact dissolved into genuine friendship, built on mutual respect. Carl Jackson, despite lingering effects from his radiation exposure, became the head of an elite engineering corps trained to handle crisis situations. Sophia Reeves was offered command of her own exploration fleet, dedicated to search and rescue missions. Lisa Patterson became a strategic advisor to coalition military leadership. And Marcus Green continued to serve as humanity's voice in the assembly, reminding the galaxy that courage comes in many forms and that answering a call for help defines a civilization more than any weapon ever could. The transformation was complete. The Deathworlders who the galaxy had feared had proven themselves to be exactly what the galaxy needed most. Beings who understood struggle, valued life, and were willing to sacrifice for others. Their fearlessness in the face of danger was not a liability, but an asset to a galaxy that had grown complacent in its peace. Humanity's arrival among the stars was no longer viewed as a danger, but as a promise of a better future for all civilized worlds.